Hello class 11. This is our first class of EVS with you. Now I am starting with the first chapter, and in the first chapter there are a number of topics which we have to complete. Among that, this is the first topic which we need to learn, and I am giving you notes through this video. Please jot down the notes, and I am explaining this particular topic to you. Now the first topic is deep ecology versus shallow ecology. Now first we have to know what is deep ecology. It is a modern ecological thought that recognizes the value of every living organism irrespective of its utility to man. So there are two concepts. From the name itself we can understand deep ecology and shallow ecology. Now we are calling this deep ecology as deep because it recognizes very deeply the value of every living organism on earth irrespective of its utility to man. Whether it is useful to man or not, that is not the criteria whether we will recognize the intrinsic value of that particular organism or not. We have to save every living organism because of its intrinsic value, innate value. Okay? Not because of they are important to us, to the mankind. Clear? Now the phrase deep ecology was coined by the Norwegian philosopher Arne Naess in 1973. Okay? In 1973, Arne Naess first coined the term. It is called deep because it regards itself as looking more deeply into the actual reality of humanity's relationship with the natural world. So it is known as deep. Now this you may get as a short question in your exams. Now there are certain ethics, certain principles of deep ecology we need to know. I am giving you 5 points because maximum 5 marks question you may get. The well-being of human and non-human life on earth has an intrinsic value in itself. Intrinsic means inner value or innate value or its natural value, right? Next, humans have no right to reduce this richness and diversity. So humans have no right to reduce, to decrease the richness, the diversity of the natural world, okay, and of all the living organisms. We have got no right to reduce the diversity of the natural environment. At present, human interference with the non-human world is excessive. That we all know, students, because so much of pollution, so much of global warming, so much of interference with the natural environment, that definitely this is a very, very valid point nowadays. The ideological change is mainly that of appreciating life quality rather than increasing the standard of living, because we all want a massive increase in the standard of living of all of us. So we all interfere with the natural environment in doing this. So that is not the case with the deep ecologists. They always say that we have to appreciate the life with its quality and not with its quantity. Okay? Quality is the more important matter than the quantity. Those who believe in deep ecology must try to bring about this change. So definitely the deep ecologists are continuously trying to inculcate this concept among us, among all the mankind. Now, there are three propositions of deep ecology from all the ethics which we have learned just now. First proposition is wilderness preservation. We have to preserve the wilderness among the environment, among the forest, among the natural habitats. Control of human population. Otherwise, definitely we will interfere with the non-human world. And subscribe to simple living so that environmental damage is minimized. These are the three propositions of deep ecology. Okay. Now, what is shallow ecology? Shallow ecology is mainly concerned with protecting the environment. The term shallow ecology was coined by Naze. It does not believe in saving the environment for its innate value, but for its usefulness to man. There is a selfish motive behind all conservation actions. The shallow ecologists save the world for man's own needs. So, shallow ecology is mainly concerned with protecting the environment, but not for its innate value. Not because of that we should save the environment, but they are willing to save the environment only for its utility to mankind, only for its usefulness to man. So definitely this is a selfish motive behind all the conservation actions, because they are working only because they are useful to human beings. The shallow ecologists save the world for man's own needs. Okay, so this is the principle of shallow ecologists. I hope it's clear, students. I have given you only those points which are from which parts you can get questions. Okay, and separately you will get the question. This is a whole notes on the topic, but you will get separate questions from each of the parts of this topic. So please go through the notes. If you have any problem, you can ask me in the comment box, because this is a new subject to you all. So definitely you may face some problem, and the notes which I'm uploading through these videos, you please jot down the notes from my videos. They will be very helpful to you, and I hope you all have your books with you. If you don't have books right now, it's okay, you can jot down the notes from me, doesn't matter. And I will discuss everything with you regarding projects, regarding the chapters, regarding everything, so don't worry about that. This is our first class. We'll go through the other topics from the chapter, and then I'll discuss about the projects, about the question answers, everything. Okay, thank you.